Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're checking out something a little bit different. Okay, so today we're going to be checking out this. The LO from 81 Guitar Works. But before we get into the guitar, very quickly, a little bit of housekeeping. If you've enjoyed anything that you've heard today, or if you've just enjoyed the video as a whole, please don't forget to smash, hit, press, do whatever, caress the like and or subscribe button. It really does help the channel, just interacting a little bit. And if none of the above, then maybe just leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video or what your favourite type of coffee is. Either of those, all good for me. Below, I'll include the chapters just so you can jump around, see what we're doing, see what we're talking about, and just enjoy your stay. So without further ado, I think what we're going to do is we're going to check out the guitar. So this is the LO from 81 Guitar Works, a luthier, repairs, servicing, guitar maestro, who is based local to myself and covers or services most of East Anglia. So if you're in East Anglia, head over to the website. You'll be able to see where he is. He works out of two places, both his home and out of Noisy Hammer in Norwich. So drop him a line, let him know what you need, and he'll be able to sort you out with either servicing, repairs, or maybe even getting your custom dream build. So, talking of custom dream builds, this is not mine, but this is an incredible instrument that I've been very lucky to be a temporary custodian of. So it's called the LO, and it's said made by 81 Guitar Works. So what we're going to very quickly do is go through the specs of the guitar, whilst we've got some nice B-roll shot of the guitar itself. So we'll go through the specs, then we'll go through the other gear that I've got today, and then we'll just plug this in, hear some tones, hear how it sounds, what you think, and everything like that. So the body is figured sapel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and that's the body. And then it's an offset design with a heavy carve. As you can see, that is an incredible carve across the top. Then it's got the heel, and then a comfort curve with an oil and wax finish. So that's the body. Then the neck, it's blackened cherry neck with a figured ebony fingerboard. It's got a dual action truss rod. I don't know what that means, but I know it's here. Then it's a 25.5 scale length and a 12-inch fingerboard radius. Now the hardware, this is where it gets pretty cool. So we've got stainless steel frets and a Korean nut, which also seems to be a slightly sort of green, potentially see in the dark kind of colour, not sure. And then lumen lay side markers. So when you're playing on those dark stages and they don't know where you are, just look down and you'll be able to see. We've got a shallow bridge with locking tuners, and then it's black hardware. And I think it really complements both the neck, the body, and just the vibe of the guitar as a whole. Then we've got a single CTS volume pot with a treble bleed circuit. Now the other one, this is a little bit of an interesting thing. You've got a 4-way rotary switch rather than a tone pot. So what this does is it lets you toggle between the bridge, both in parallel, the front, and then personal favourite of 81 Guitar Works, Simon, and I've got to say myself as well, is in series. So it becomes a real P90 humbucker type-esque tone. Really cool. But actually this guitar is able to get quite a few different sounds and tones because of the way that the electronics are set out. Then you've got a Switchcraft jack input jack. Now they are bare knuckle pickups. I believe in this you've got the Supermassive and the Nantucket P90 set in here. So they're not a huge output, but these things are hitting the amp pretty hard. So that's this one, I believe, going off the specs. There was also a blue one on the website. I don't know if that's been sold or if that's still about. That's got a slightly different spec to it, but nothing hugely away from this. But if you did like the look of this, you like the sound of this, and it is something you would want, but you want it spec'd a little bit differently, every guitar will be crafted to your exact specifications. So contact 81 Guitar Works and maybe discuss getting one of these built for yourself. So what we're now going to do is we'll go over to the amp, we'll plug it in, and we'll listen to the tones, what this can deliver. There'll be a mixture of heavy, crunch, clean. I'll try and get some ambient stuff in there, as well as just some fun, weird little tones. So the other gear that we're using today is we've got the Victory Kraken, which I think just for the way that this guitar looks, you need to have something with a little bit of We've got the Victory Kraken. The majority of it will be running on the Gain 1 channel, but I'm saying majority because I've got the motherboard pedal board out today. So that's the G3, the Strymons, all of the POG, all of the lovely, lush stuff, the toys, bits and pieces. So there's on occasion, depending on which patch I'm in, that may flick over to the Gain 2 channel. But we'll see, we'll find out. Then other than that, no cables today. We are running the Shure wireless system. This was a new upgrade that I've acquired because my Line 6G50 finally bit the dust after like 8 years of service. So I've upgraded that as well. So we're just running that just for ease and just to just give that a good old sort of playing through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this and just going to make some noise for a few minutes. So I will see you there in a second. So there we have it, a whistle-stop tour of the 81 Guitar Works LO. I think it's an incredible piece of... Chris, I don't want to call it an instrument, but it is. But it's also a piece of art. You know, the whole thing, the wood, everything created is fantastic. Really great playing guitar. I just want to say this isn't a sponsor or anything. So he's done a couple of my setups on guitars recently, and we just got chatting. And I said, well, I did this, and he builds guitars. And he said, did I want to check one out? And I was like, yeah, I want to check one out. So he gave me two. So there will be another video coming up on one of his other models, but there's no sponsor. It's just he's got some cool stuff, and I said, yeah, I'd love to check it out. So, you know, it's a really great instrument, a plethora of different sounds, and I hope I've conveyed that a bit in what we've heard over the course of the last 10-15 minutes. As I said, I'll link them below, so if you are interested or you want to know anything more about them, either ping me a message or a comment, or go and speak to 81 Guitar Works themselves. You know, they're really friendly, and that they'll sit and answer all your questions and really talk you through the process. So thank you so much for sticking around, watching, enjoying, or even just clicking on for 30 seconds. Said earlier, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment and let me know what you thought below. But other than that, until the next one, take care.